Hi Google, how are you? I'm just logging this video to show you the results of all those pack openings. I didn't open them each online, but I did keep the rares, so I put the rares in my rare binder to just kind of showcase. So I'll just do a quick review of everything that I opened, and plus I have some new ones in my deck, and then I'll show you my decks as well, so you can see them. This is the foil Nimble Trap Finder. It looks pretty cool. Swarm Shambler, Charix, Relic Robber. I was super happy about that. He's pretty good for aggro. Squad Commander. He's really good in party decks. And then a Riverglide Pathway. I think you may have seen me open some of these. Valakut Awakening, Muktai Soul Ripper, another Charix, Archon of Emeria. This one's really good in general. It's just I mean, if you're only planning on casting one spell a turn, and it keeps them down, so you can like kind of counter everything that they cast. Turn Timber Symbiosis. That was the Mythic Zendikar land that I got. On the other side, it says, I'll show you right now. On the other side, oh, I cut my nails. It's so hard to do things now. Let's see. Well, on the other side, it says pay 3. Alexa's talking to me. It says pay 3 life, and or it comes into play untapped. It's a forest, and not a forest. It's it provides green land. Katori, Pilot Prodigy, Lotus Cobra, Nahiri's Lithoforming, Valakut Awakening, Kazandu Mammoth, Kargan Intimidator, and Inscription of Insight. And I put a World Tree, Shadow's Verdict, and Magmatic Channeler.
Sure. Portal Tree Saddles version. First, there's a skill called Portal Turret.
Blessing of Frost, Branchloft Pathway. That's the one Leo opened, Wayward Guidebeast. I let him, remember when we opened a pack with Wayward Guidebeast, he opened the Wayward Guidebeast, and then Alexander opened Chapel. It was so funny. They both opened rares, red rares. Swarm Shambler, Reckless Crew, Mindlink Mech. Swarm Shambler, Reckless Crew, Mindlink Mech. Surge Hacker Mech. I don't know if you can tell it. Yeah, I think you can tell Kodama of the West Tree is foil, so I thought that was cool. There's Jarn. On the other side of his staff, which returns snow permanence, which is really cool. Tyver Kell. This is one of the planeswalkers I opened from Kaldheim. Icebreaker Kraken. Bark Channel Pathway. Waking the Trolls. Walking the Trolls. Egon, God of Death. Ascendant Pack Leader. One of the Nighthawk Scavengers, the Crawling Barrens, which I really want to use in a deck. Blightstep Pathway. On the other side is the red land, it's the Pathway land. And then the Crawling Barrens, which I really want to use in a deck just because it gets really big, and it's big, and you can use it as an attacker. Nighthawk Scavenger. I don't know if you can see that really well. Nighthawk Scavenger was one of my favorite pulls. King Narfi's Betrayal. Mecha Titan Core. And then my foil Glorious Protector. I don't know if you can tell if she's foil or not. Oh yeah, now you can. Beautiful, huh? Beautiful. Glorious Protector. Kargan Intimidator. Dragonkin Berserker. Elvish Watermaster. I really like this new format, this commander format, because now you don't have Cyclone Summoner, which is really cool. I remember making a Cyclone Summoner deck that was super fun. Ascendant Spirit, Amaria Captain, Kazandu Stomper, Rally the Ranks, Tundra Fumarole, Emerson Predator, Cosmos Elixir, and a foil Jorn. Jorn, God of Winter. At the other side is his staff. Let me see if you can see it. Oh, I might be able to get it out here. I gotta start doing what those other guys are doing. See, that's the foil staff. It looks pretty fancy. Caldering the rim staff. And Jorn looks really cool. Foil. Jorn. The man Jorn. Untap each snow permanent you control. He's really good with snow. I was thinking about running him as making a snow deck. A blue black green snow deck, which I thought might be pretty fun. But the land for it doesn't come out until the Streets of New Capenna, Tyrite Sanctum. This is Magna Wiggles. This is the version that I couldn't get. I had this on Arena. I didn't have this one on Arena. I have the regular one on Arena. But when she taps, she makes treasure tokens, so she's really cool. Bears of Litajara. Righteous Valkyrie. I think this is a foil Sigrid. Let me see. Yep, it is a foil Sigrid. God Favored. She's kind of like a exile up to one target attacking or they have to be attacking or blocking, and they have to be creatures. It's not quite a Skyclave apparition. And then I think this is a foil Tegrid. Oh no, it's I think no, it's just a regular Tegrid. On the other side is her lamp. Pyre of Heroes, which is super good. Mystic Reflections, Battle for Bredegard. I got an Enlightened Tutor. I think you missed that one. That was pretty cool. It's a $50 card right there. It was pretty cool. Accomplished Alchemist. Search the library for an artifact, enchantment card. Reveal that card to all players. Shuffle your library and put the reveal card back on top of it. Accomplished Alchemist, Gift of Estates. I think I got 2 Gift of Estates. One was foil and one was non-foil. Sorry there. Blade Historian, which was super cool. Attacking creatures you control have double strike. I use that a lot in my white weenie. Cody Vociferous Codex. Putrefy. Pestilent Cauldron. I think, this is my foil Rolling Regrowth. Baleful Mastery. I wanted to use this. I don't know why this isn't in my 5 color. I gotta figure out what else is in there, because it exiles target creature or planeswalker. I gotta make a space for it in my 5 color. Venerable Warsinger. This is one of my favorite cards from Strixhaven. I don't know why. Something about this card makes me think that it has great potential, but I haven't seen it in a lot of decks. Vigilance Trample. Whenever Venerable Warsinger deals damage to a player, you may return target creature card with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X is the amount of damage Venerable Warsinger dealt to that player. It has Vigilance and Trample, so I was like, wow, that's really good. You just beef it up a little bit with Maul of the Skyclaves. And you can return almost anything where X is the amount of mana value X or less. You can return 5 mana creatures with a Maul of the Skyclaves, or with a Loxodon and Warhammer. Tezzeret's Gambit. Draw 2 cards and proliferate. Poet's Quill. Let me see if you can see that. And Manifestation Sage. Velomachus. I was really happy when I pulled this. He's one of my favorite dragons. Velomachus Lorehold. He reminds me of the dragon that DK turns into from Dota. the Dragon Knight from the anime from Netflix. Super cool. Flying, vigilance, haste. I don't know why he's not in my 5 colors. Probably don't have enough spells. Yvilda, Dean of Perfection. Gnarled Professor. Inquisition of Kozilek. And Mind's Desire for that bitch. Silver Quill Silencer. I was super happy when I got that one because it's just he's a pretty good card to, because they take 3 damage and you draw a card whenever they cast the spell of the name of the chosen name. Leonin Light Scribe, Lightning Bolt, Ingenious Mastery, Teachings of the Archaics, Essence Capture. This is a foil Essence Capture. The counter spell used to be there, but I swapped it out in my deck. I'll show you my decks in a few minutes. Quandrix Command, Augmenter Pugilist, Draconic Intervention. These were pretty much the results of opening the rest of the packs, because I just kind of like opened them really quickly, and then I organized everything. I was like, I should have probably just waited to do individual pack openings. For me, I think you get more. I think at the time what I was going through what was going through my head is I needed to make a deck. And the fastest way I could get out all the cards was the best way, because now my deck is completely completely complete, and I'll show it to you after I finish here. But I probably should have waited. See, that's the thing though. Like if I bought a box and I waited to open 1 pack every day, it works out better price wise than if I just buy a box. If I just buy 1 pack a day. Oh, Blex the Vexing Pest. He's really good. On the other side, the other side of him is the best part of this card. Let me see. Let's see if I can show it to you. I'll try not to damage it. You can see why I'm like that with the cards, because it's almost near mint condition. But on the other side of it is, it's called Search for Blex. 2 and 2 black. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put any number of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. You lose 3 life for each card you put in your hand this way. This was the one I wanted to play in my 5 color. I gotta figure out a spot for it, and then I'm gonna put it in. I'm probably gonna revamp that deck just to make it go a little faster. Brushfire Elemental, I'll show it to you when we're finished here. I think this may be my foil brush. Yep, it's my foil Brushfire. Foil Showcase Brushfire, which is super nice. Sedgemoor Witch. Venerable Warsinger, I think I got I don't know if it's a foil one or a non-foil one. And Memory Lapse. One of my favorite artists. Christina Colantes. Christina. And I think it's foil too. Yep, it is foil. Christina Colantes. Verdant Mastery. Let's see if she did any other art. I'll look her up on Google real quick to see what March of Virgin Shale. Ecological Appreciation. Lightning Helix. Oh, that's my foil Gift of Estates. This one looks really nice when you wiggle it. It's a foil Gift of Estates. I should be playing that in my 5 color as well. It's a really good land search. Lightning Helix. Auric Lore Mage. Search your library for a card, put it into your graveyard, then shuffle. If it's an instant or sorcery card, put a 1/1 counter on Auric Lore Mage. Very nice. I should be playing him in my deck too. I wonder if he has a reverse side. Nope, it does not have a reverse side. Let me see how I would have known that. Oh yeah, it says at the bottom if it has a reverse side. Oops, sorry, my fingers are in the way. Vanishing Verse, Regrowth. Regrowth has to. I have to put this in my deck. I have to figure out. I have to figure out a lot of different things to put in my deck. Prismari Command should go in my deck. Target player draws 2 cards and discards 2 cards. Elite Spellbinder, Urza's Rage. Fervent Master, I forget what the search your library for up to 3 cards, put them into your hand, shuffle, then discard 3 cards at random. Oh my gosh, that's not good. Then discard 3 cards at random. Oh my goodness. For up to 3 cards, put them into your hand. I think I may place Fervent Mastery. Because if I have more than 3 cards, then chances are maybe one of those cards will still be in my hand. Valentine Dean of Vane. Dramatic Finale. Mascot Exhibition. I was super happy when I opened that. I was like, wow, that's a really good lesson. That's the mythic lesson. That was super nice. Oh yeah, my Shadwick Silverquill. Hall of Oracles. I use this in my Velomachus deck just because put a 1/1 counter on target creature, activate only as a sorcery, and only you just tap it to put a counter on after you cast an instant or sorcery spell that turn, so it's pretty good. Wandering Archaic also needs to go in my deck. I don't know why it's not, because whenever an opponent casts an instant or sorcery spell, you may pay 2, and this definitely has a place in there, which is really good. March of Otherworldly Light should go in my deck as well. Greasefang, Okikiba Boss. So I took out all the vehicles from my commander deck, and it seems like it's going faster. Like Higetsu needs to go in my deck as well. Well, maybe not, because it kind of blows up my tokens. Blade of the Uni. Otawado. Did you see Blade of the Uni? Oh, sorry. Otawado, Cloudsteel Kirin. Oh, this is my foil Kyodai. I opened this and I was like, wow, this is so amazing. I saw somebody else open one of these and I was like, wow, that card is so beautiful. And then I don't know if you can see it now because the covering kind of takes away the glare from the foil, so you can't really see the foil aspect. I guess you can see it a little bit. Still pretty cool, but that's the difference between a foil and a non-foil. I don't know if you can really see that all that well. March of Burgeoning Life, Kami of Transience. You know what's funny is I ended up getting 2 extra Kami of Transience. I gotta put one of them into my deck. Teachings of the Kirin. Wandering Emperor. I opened another Wandering Emperor, so now I have 2 Wandering Emperors. I'm still deciding on how to use her. She seems really powerful. She probably should go into my deck as some kind of removal or token generator or something. But I figured if I put her in my deck, I'm going to end up having, because it's 5 color, I'm going to end up having all kinds of Planeswalkers in there. And I was like, man, I don't know how this is. Ijano Uprising, which is really good. If you have infinite mana, you can kind of attack for, you can kind of it says each opponent creates a 2/2 white samurai creature token with vigilance. So if you can get someone else, so it's X-1. So if it's really hard to make, because you gotta have infinite mana in order to because they have haste. You gotta have an infinite mana to take out more than one opponent. Weaver of Harmony, other enchantment creatures you control get +1/+1 copy target activated or triggered ability you control from an enchantment source. You may choose new targets for the copy. I was gonna play her, but I didn't have too many enchantments. I didn't have the only enchantment creature I have is Shigeki, just to return stuff from my graveyard. Invoke Despair, Takenuma. Invoke Justice. Lizard Blades, Ishin, Kotos. I think that's a foil Kotos. Let me see. Nope, it's a regular Kotos. Kotose. Fable of the Mirror Breaker, March of Reckless Joy. This is my first Springleaf Avenger. I got beaten in draft by this. I don't know if is that a girl or a boy, but she or he ninjutsu this one in for 6 damage. I was like, I could not believe. And they returned another huge creature because I didn't see it coming. It returned target permanent from the graveyard to their hand. It returned another one of their big creatures, which they recast at the very next turn. I was like, man, I don't have enough removal, and I was playing Little Creature Rush. And by that point, they just ended the game with that move, and I was like, oh man, that's amazing. I was like, why are they attacking? I was about to win, but then I was like, they returned the permanent, and I was like, oh man. They just wanted the extra attack. Oh, this is Kura. I opened Kura, and I was like, oh wow, this is amazing. Search your library up to 3 land cards, reveal them, put them in your hand, then shuffle. And this is the other Kami. This is the showcase version. I like this one better. She kind of looks like a deer. This is really Hayao Miyazaki. This is pretty cool. Court of Bounty, Restoration of Ijanjo. This one I think I'm gonna play with, and because you can ditch lands and you can ramp with it too. Mecha Titan Core. Second Restoration of Ijanjo. I have 3 different Soul of Kamigawas. This is another. I think this is the regular foil. The regular foil Soul of Kamigawa. Magnetic Channeler. Tamio, Mirror Box. I was thinking of playing Mirror Box in my commander, but I don't think the ruling is they have to be permanents on the field. They can't be cards in your deck, so it doesn't take away the legend rule. You can't just have like a Mirror Box in your deck and creatures with the same, like you can't have 4 of and everything. You can't change the commander type to 4 of and everything. Can't put four cards in your deck. Tamio, Hinata, Satoru, and I gotta showcase Tatsunori, which was pretty cool. Goro. Invoke the Winds. I think now we're almost heading to the rest of another reality chip. Reality chip was really good. I wanted to play another one, but I didn't have another creature to reconfigure it to. I could reconfigure it to my commander. Jin Gitaxias. Cast an artifact, instant, or sorcery spell. Copy that spell. Which is, I should probably play this in my 5-color. Just because it copies my spells, my artifacts, instants, or sorcery spells. And then whenever an opponent casts an instant or sorcery or artifact spell, counter that spell. The ability triggers. So it's the first one they cast. I should probably play that in my deck. Hullbreaker Horror he should be in my deck as well. The reality chip. It's the foil Jukai Naturalist, which I thought was super cool. Put that in there. Ryu, another Ishin. My other squad commander. I think this one might be foil. Hard to tell. No, yes, I don't know. No, yes, I don't know. Scrap Wielder, Grease Fang, Okikawa Boss. I got another one of those. Scrap Wielder, Fable. March of the Wretched Sword. I got a bunch of March of Wretched Swords, like 2, I think. Because I think I'm playing one in my deck, or maybe not. This the other Mokutai Soul Ripper. Myojin of Grim Betrayal, Shadow's Verdict, Chunji, Nighthawk Scavenger. So what I wanted to know, here's the decision I'm making. So there's a pre-release coming out. There's another set coming out called Streets of New Capenna, and I'll show you the lands that I'm after. And I want to know, leave like your comment or in the description, or like should I get a box of Streets of New Capenna, or should I just wait till the singles come out and buy the singles? Buy the singles of the new lands that I'm looking for. Scourge of the Skyclaves, Dream Devourer. You know, it's funny, the Scourge of the Skyclaves almost looks foil next to Satsuki. But I'm pretty sure it's not. It almost looks foil. This is a really beautiful picture. Ijanjo Lion Sash. I got this one from a draft. I thought that was really cool. And another Ijanjo Simone. She's foil. You can definitely tell that she's foil, right? I think so. I think she looks more foil than... She and Satsu are foil on this page, I think. I think the Sword of the Skyclave is foil. I may be wrong. But those two are definitely foil. I thought those super cool. They have the Kamigawa writing. Invoke Calamity. Thundering Raiju. The Thundering Raiju is foil. And then I don't know if I like this version of the Thundering Raiju or this version, which looks like a pony or like a horse or something. It looks really cool. Another set of Lizard Blades. Tybalt's Trickery. I was super happy when I opened that. I was like, man, I couldn't believe that. Some of the Kaldheim stuff. Raidane. Inscription of Ruin. Kaito. Catilda. Dawnheart Prime. Lotus Cobra. Teachings of the Corinne. And another Reality Chip. Fateful Absence. Vanishing Verse. Another Archon of Maria. Makes me want to make another deck. Satoru Umezawa. Biting Palm Ninja. This guy's coming really good in draft. When you ninjutsu him in there, or not draft, draft and limited and constructed, because you get to look at a card in their hand and have them discard it or exile it. Linvala. Oh, she was a great pull when I opened her. I was like, I couldn't believe her. She's one of my favorite angels. It's just how she's got the shield of Linvala, which looks really nice. I think she's just a beautiful angel. It's too bad she had to be stuck with the party mechanics, because you can only play her in party decks. But I mean, she still has this other ability where it's sacrifice, choose hexproof or indestructible creatures you control, gain that ability on a turn. But this is her primary ability. If you have a full party, you can choose target non-land permanent opponent controls. Until your next turn, it can attack, block, and use its activated abilities. Yeah, like if I cracked her in limited, my other Higetsu, I don't know, one of these is foil, maybe it's not. Tatsunori Toad Rider, Cloudsteel Kirin. I got a lot of Cloudsteel Kirins. Elrond. I was looking for, when I opened this, I was like, is this Elrond's Epiphany? I was like, nope, it's just Elrond, God of Oz Cosmos. But this guy's still pretty good. On the other side is Haka the Raven. And there's a Higetsu. I think Higetsu is amazing. Just because you can exile the top of your card of your library and deal its damage to any target. I probably should have played that in my deck. But I was looking for ways to ramp up the damage. So this is another thing. Should I make a deck revolving around Etrata? Etrata seems to be pretty good, but I don't know whether or not to make a deck around her. She seems like she's really good as a commander, because then instead of going to the library to get shuffled away, she goes back into the command zone, and she gets even you get a user again, and possibly to win the game. But I was thinking in multiple commanders might be too hard. You're gonna have to do that to 3 different characters. Inscription of Insight. Oh, my 5th showdown, because I have 4 of them in my standard deck. Showdowns. Out of Time. Oh, this is what I pulled from what Bethany gave me at top deck keep. I don't even know if that's her name, but I forgot to ask her. I thought it was Bethany. Maybe I might be wrong. Ao, the Dawn Sky, Farewell. Look at that foil Farewell. It's beautiful. She's like, farewell, and then you see the little paper pieces from Howl's Moving Castle. The little paper people. I thought that was super cool. I don't know where they got this artist from. Seb McKinnon. Pretty cool. Brilliant Restoration, Triumph from Reckoning, My Other Wandering Emperor. Oh, Ashaya. Kotos. Zarasan, My Other Tamio. Coveted Prize. I should have put Coveted Prize in my deck. I don't know why. Because it lets me go search for a card and then put it directly into my hand. Morog, Fury of Akum. I call this one Chappa after my grandfather, just because or just after my World of Warcraft character. He's a paladin, and he does this version of Akum, or this version of Morog has him having 4 feet and 2 arms, but there's another drawing or depiction of him with 2 feet and 2 arms. And the Minotaurs in World of Warcraft, or the Taurens, usually only have 2 feet and 2 arms. So I was like, it's more named after my my World of Warcraft character. Burning Rune Demon. I wanted to put this in the deck just because it lets me search out 2 additional cards, and they get to choose if one of them goes in the graveyard and the other, and chosen into your hand and the other into the graveyard, and then I shuffle my library. So I thought that was pretty cool. I probably should play that. It's a quick way to get to have creatures on board, because I noticed I don't have enough creatures, and it's kind of hard to containment construct. Also, I realized these are containment constructs are really good for like stuff like Faithless Looting, and like Spell Satchel is also really good for like Faithless Looting and that kind of stuff. Zargus was very good. What was I gonna say about this guy? Yeah, so I have a lot of discard effects. I need to find a space to put one of these in my constructed in my commander deck. Cardor. And then some of my foils. I think most of these things, most of the commons and uncommons on this page are foils. I was just showing off the foils that I got because I thought they were pretty cool. Witch Pawn, Nephilim, Umazawa, Ryu, Niv Mizzet, Radiant Scroll Weaver, another Umazawa. Oh, this was a big pull. When I pulled this one, I was so happy. Coma Cosmo Serpent, and it's the whatchamacallit, the showcase one. I think I'm gonna make a commander deck with this one. Just serpents and green blue serpents and ramp serpents and Coma as my Coma Fighter Fish as my call him Coma Fighter Fish. Coma Cosmo Serpent. Coma Fighter Fish because he not eat no fish. And don't like to eat that fish. He's Coma Fighter Fish. He's not a fish, he's a serpent fish. It's very funny, huh? Oh my jeez. I don't know if I see any other one by Christina Solis or Christina. Let me see. I gotta look up her art detail. It's kind of weird. This is my favorite artist, although that's the only one that I know. That's the art that she did for Memory Lapse. Snow Day, Dragon's Approach, my foil Dragon's Approach. I like that one. some of my lands. I got a lot of lands. I got foil lands, and then these are my foil collection at the back. Let's see if I can showcase them a little better. Can't really tell they're all foils though. It's very hard. It's very difficult to tell that they're all foils. Nope, and that's it apparently. Yep. Well, that is what I cracked, and I got a lot of uncommons, and most of the uncommons and some of the other rares are in my deck, which I'll show you right now. Just give me a moment to fart in my deck. Oh, here we go. So, let me see. Let's see what's the best way to show this. Oh. How do I flip it? You wanna flip it? How do I flip it? How do I flip it, flip it, flip it? I guess I can't flip it.